Hey, family, welcome back for another episode of the Saturday Sit Down. I am your host, Miss Erin Bull, also the host of the Beacon of Truth podcast. Happy Saturday. I hope that everything is good for you, and hopefully, everything will be good with this episode. I think I got it together. But nevertheless, how was your week? I hope that everything was good with you guys. I am happy to be back with you guys for another episode. I think I worked some things out. Hey, Verlin Willis. See, I'm not gonna say it. Pokey, Pokey Willis. But so let's just get into the show. Um, so my topic for today is transitions. Um, of course, I'm kind of going through a couple of transitions right now. Obviously, V and I are engaged, and our wedding is in April, so we are shortly headed down the aisle. And also, we just moved about 3 weeks ago, so we're still getting settled into our new home and all of those kinds of things. So it's a couple of different transitions going on for us. But that leads me to just how I guess is your life transitions. Um, it does that. I don't know how else to put it. But just as you run into those different transitions and you start to grow and maybe change a little bit, um, things that used to be important to you don't matter as much. And sometimes things that didn't matter as much in the past matter a little bit more now. And sometimes that causes your circle to change. Um, I don't know no, I don't know how to else to explain it. I don't know if it's always a bad thing, good thing. Is the people changing, or are the people changing, or is it just a difference of, I guess, places in your life that cause you to kind of separate from people or gravitate towards others? Have you guys ever experienced that where your life has kind of taken a different turn, whether good or bad, and you've kind of found yourself gravitating towards new people or separating from old people, vice versa. But so y'all have to bear with me. I realize that I talk really, really fast. I talk really fast, and sometimes I don't give you time to answer or I guess process some of the things that I'm saying. So bear with me if there are silences and things like that. I'm trying to pace myself a little better, just to give you guys time to respond to what we're talking about or what I'm talking about. And also, speaking of we versus I, for those of you that are inquiring about Lovey, she is well. We are well. There's no beef, no issues, no nothing like that. I've just kind of been last minute planning the show, so I haven't really given her a heads up. And sometimes, y'all, I don't always know exactly what I'm gonna talk about. So that's what's going on there. I'm still transitioning, as I was just talking about. So that's it. No love lost there. Um, but I guess that's my little 2 cents on transitions. I don't know. I thought I had a little bit more, but pacing myself doesn't always work because sometimes I have to say what's on my mind when it's on my mind, and it's gone. Um, let me see if I have anything else that I wanted to get into. I don't know. Let's just go with it. So hopefully this is gonna work for me. Okay, there we go. All right, so oh, I gotta stop moving it. My bad. Hold on, you guys. I gotta move it so I can see y'all comments. All right. So, like I said, as far as the move and everything, it's pretty much all said and done except for me. I'm still not all the way moved in. So the initial move took all of a couple hours. And that's what it took to get all of our furniture in, all of these stuff in here. But I'm still in the process of moving stuff out of my mom's house. I got a lot of clothes. Uh, a lot of clothes. And I don't know why. But talking to other women, they have a lot of clothes. But talking to guys, they don't really have a lot of clothes. They have enough. So what is the difference between guys collecting clothes in women. I mean, even for guys that are into clothes, I don't know a lot of guys that just have like a stuffed closet if they have a decent sized closet. But me, on the other hand, I have a lot of clothes, and that's all that I'm still moving. Is like 97% clothes. My shoes came over in one box. My purses came over in one tote, and I got a lot of purses. But baby, these clothes, I got about 3 boxes of clothes, a suitcase full of clothes, and then, like a duffel bag thing, but it's this really huge bag. It's actually designed to carry, costumes in, and it's full of clothes. So, I don't know. But y'all, I'm struggling. That's the only part of the house that I'm really struggling with is getting these clothes together. Also, what is your face cloth to towel ratio? Hmm? So, V and I have about 50 face towels, face cloths, wash rags, whatever you call it. It's the smaller cloth that you generally wash your face and butt with. Hopefully separately. Some use one. Sometimes I use one. But we have about 50 of those and about 5, maybe 7 body towels. So I don't know how we got out of balance like that, but what's your face cloth to body towel ratio? Let me know what y'all got, cause we struggling over here, but we gonna get it together. Also, with this move, again, y'all know I work 6 days a week, so I hadn't really had time to do the big grocery shopping, right? So I call myself trying to, use modern day technology and convenience, all that, whatever. Place an order of about 50 items through Walmart delivery. They delivered about 10, including some items that I did not order, including this chicken salad. Yeah. So I don't know if that's a reflection of Walmart in general or the Walmart near us, like where we just moved to. Is that how they operate and why we got that? I don't know, but I'm fighting with them for the refund right now. But this chicken salad right here, I ain't order it. It was free. Well, not really, because it was one of the 50 items that I didn't get. But so I guess it really wasn't free. Maybe it cost me the rest of my missing items. I don't know, but it is delicious. I mean, delicious. Like I was surprised, and it was free. I was like, well, I like chicken salad. Let me give it a shot. Yeah, it tastes like it was made by people that know how to use seasonings. Let's just put it like that. And that was about the only good thing that came out of the Walmart delivery. It did arrive on time, but that didn't matter because they ain't give me everything. And they gave us a case of Pepsi. Pepsi. This is Georgia. This is Coca-Cola country. And you gonna deliver me a case of Pepsi? I couldn't even find anybody to take the case of Pepsi. Like I took it to work. They drank it there. Because I got a lot of people that's not from Georgia. But if you from here, you ain't drinking no Pepsi on purpose. It's certainly not a case. Hey, Miss Levy. But have y'all tried Walmart delivery? How's that working out for y'all? Now, I've done it a few times when I was at my mom's house, and I don't think we had any issues. They were very good at communicating about the order, the timing of the order. It was always on time. The order was complete. However, on this here side of town, mm-mm. So I'd be going to the store from now on. Lesson learned. So, in other news, have you guys had a chance to watch the Dave Chappelle special, The Closer? His most recent special that he just put out like over the last week, 2 weeks. It has caused a huge controversy or a stir. Um, primarily with the LGBTQIA community. At some point, I'm gonna look up all those letters, but I feel like they add new letters every month or something. But whatever. Have you had a chance to watch it? I watched it. I thought it was a very thoughtful special. I mean, obviously, it's comedy, so there's supposed to be some humor in it. I found humor in it. And I'm a Dave Chappelle fan. So that's why I was like, oh yes, let me see what he talked about. I've watched like probably 6 out of the 9 or 10 specials that he's done, or I guess stand up, whatever you call it. I've watched a lot of those. I was a fan of him when he had the Dave Chappelle show. I've just always enjoyed his comedy. And I actually started seeing Dave Chappelle when he participated in Robin Hood Men in Tights. I'm that old. If you haven't seen that movie, it's pretty hilarious. It is obviously a spoof of Robin Hood. But yeah. But for me, I just thought it was a very crafty way of pointing out, I guess, the disparity or the differences between the LGBTQIA community and the Black community. And his issue is not at all with that community. It is the fact, and it's almost kind it he says it in the special. It is from an envious standpoint of how successful their movement has been. It has, because they have gotten a lot of the protections a lot faster than the Black community has gotten. And again, it's not to say that they haven't earned it or they don't deserve it or anything like that. It's just like, dang, can we get some of that? We just been fighting for 400 years. And excuse me. I think if you want to be offended, perhaps you can find it. I don't know. And I try and look at things, especially something like this, from both sides of the coin. Like if I was part of that community, how would I feel about it? Um, I didn't feel like he made fun of anybody in the LGBTQIA community. What he really was targeting was racism and the fact that white America can recognize offense as long as the offense is not racist towards black people. They can recognize prejudice. I mean, you see what happened with the Asian community once we had that the spa shooting here in Atlanta, how quickly the protections rolled out for them. Again, well deserved, you know. It's just where's ours? Um, and I think either people just watched clips taken out of context and they just didn't sit down and watch the special from beginning to end. I think that it's eye opening if you go into it open mindedly. Um, but I tried to watch it and I'm like, okay, let's see what the big deal is. Like, oh yeah, that was offensive. Like, no. And I don't know if they got offended because he was asking the LGBTQIA community to not, excuse me, to not cancel quote unquote the baby, which is the rapper out of Charlotte, North Carolina, who shot a person in Walmart, got away with it. Stocks went up, his sales went up, streaming went up. But then he had that. I'm hoping it was an out of body experience or whatever, where he said some very disparaging things about the LGBTQIA community after a concert. And immediately he was shut down, blackballed, banned from a lot of opportunities. I mean, in this day and age, you're gonna be hard pressed to stop a rapper's money as long as he's not in jail. But that was used as a point of it was okay. Nobody was trying to shut down the baby when he was talking about rapping. I'm sorry, talking about killing people that look like him. But when he said disparaging comments, about a certain community, he got shut down. But here's the other side of the coin. That is because the LGBTQIA community puts aside a lot of their individual differences and kind of moves as a movement when there is an offense. They don't get into nitpicking and, the crab in a barrel mentality and things like that. They're like, I may not like you personally, but we are of the same community. Somebody has offended you. I'm offended with you. And that's something that the Black community does not do. So rather than feel like there is some sort of quote unquote gay agenda or special protections for them, we have to do a little bit of self reflection and look at our community and see what we can do. And, we've been talking about it for years, I mean, unity in a community. Okay. But that's really what it's about. Because if we move more as a monolith in certain situations, not at all times, we don't have to think alike, feel alike, believe alike, and things like that. But we have to stick together and stand up for each other. And if we move in that type of fashion, if we move collectively, we too can get those results, quote unquote cancel people. I'm not a fan of just canceling for differences of opinions and things like that, but nevertheless, I'm sorry. I hope y'all watch the Dave Chappelle special, not the show, but you can watch the show too. But I'm talking about this special. So take a look at it. Let me know your thoughts and comments whenever you get a chance to check it out. Next, continuing with the same line. So this is, a lot of my points, topics I get from social media. So this is one that I pulled, is that everybody respects his decision, but not his. So what it's saying, grammatically incorrectly, by the way, but everyone respects Nas X's decision, but not Kyrie Irving's decision. So if you're not familiar with either one, Lil Nas X, I have to say the whole thing, but Lil Nas or Lil Nas X, whatever, is gay. I guess he's a rapper. I don't know. I don't know if he raps, but he makes music. Uh, but people kind of are embracing him and his right to be openly gay. However, Kyrie Irving is being not canceled or blackballed, but however, the NBA has a vaccine mandate that he is choosing not to adhere to, so he can't play. And he is with the Brooklyn Nets, which is where in New York, they have one of the strictest mandates in the country as far as the vaccine and things like that. But here is the thing, and I get aggravated with these posts because it's not quite an apples to apples comparison. Because whether you believe in somebody's right or not right, but the fact that they're gay, whether you believe that it's a choice or that they were born with that um, inclination, that's their life. That's their lifestyle. If you don't support it or believe in it, you can just kind of not fool with them. And, they can go on about their life. You can go on about yours. However, you're talking about a virus, something that people are dying from. If anybody is dying from being gay, it is more or less like a hate crime kind of thing, or suicide because they're being bullied about it, versus the right to be vaccinated or not. He has the right to not get vaccinated. And we also have the right to be protected from people that choose not to get vaccinated. And I don't think it's an apples to apples comparison. Right. Let me bring that up. Being openly gay doesn't affect public health. Right. Let me go back. The baby shouldn't be canceled at all. Again, there he goes with no punctuation. Whole Foods delivery. Okay. All right. Let me pull that back up. Oops. I didn't mean to click it. I was just trying to move it. My bad. But okay. But that's my 2 cents on that. Um, And I know it's like, "Oh, do you have an agenda on your show?" No, I don't. These 2 things just go together. Yeah, people get upset with the LGBTQIA community because they are actually, like, standing up for themselves and fighting for their rights to be seen as equal, and they should, just as we should. Again, for me, just heterosexual woman in love with a heterosexual man, okay? Um, I don't get in people's business. I got one man, and that's all I'm worried about. So I don't know. I just feel like, people just stay in your lane. Let people be people. And, whatever you believe and things like that, that's on you. But, all right. But then here you are, you wanna bash one community, protect another community, and this, that, the third. You want to talk about, especially when it comes to the right to be unvaccinated. The same people that quote unquote not wanting to be vaccinated are the same one pushing for these abortion laws. So you want the right to control your body as far as what comes in, like the vaccine, but you're going to give up control of what comes out, a baby. But all right, y'all don't feel me. Y'all don't feel me. It's all right. It's all right. We're gonna move on. All right, so we got a little heavy. Let's go a little light. Continue with these topics. So yet another one that I got from social media. I don't know if we've discussed this one or not before. I hope this isn't gonna repeat, but here we go. So do not teach a man how to be your man, sis. Do not ask him to show you off. Do not ask him to text you. Do not ask him to care about you. Do not ask him to bring you random flowers. Do not ask him to plan dates. The right one will know exactly what to do and when to do it. Agree or disagree? I disagree. Now, I'm all for don't teach a man how to be a man. Yeah, because that's something he needs to kind of already know. However, you are an individual. I don't want to be treated like the last one because guess what? The last one is gone for whatever reason, whether you messed it up, she messed it up, or y'all just, agreed to separate. However, why would I want to be treated by like somebody else when I'm me? So I'm going to teach you my preferences, what works for me. And I would hope that, as a man, you would teach. Oh, okay. Lovey says she agrees to a fault. All right. Let me move this one more time. Sorry. I know it's bouncing around. All right. Let me see. Did I drop the link? I'm going to drop this. All right. So I've dropped the link for anybody that wants to come in and discuss any of this stuff, including you, Lovey. I didn't know you were free. But all right. Let me get back to this. Now, there are certain parts of this, like do not ask him to text you. That's kind of vague. Like I'm not gonna say, "Hey, can you text me sometime?" I'm with that. You should kind of know to do that periodically. Can you text me to let me know you're safe? Text me to let me know when you start your day, things like that. I would ask. Do not ask him to bring you random flowers. I wouldn't ask anyway because I do like flowers, but they're not one of my most favorite gifts. I like to hold on to things. Flowers die. So at some point I'm gonna have to throw the flowers away. And 9 times out of 10, I will just retain the vase and maybe save one of the blooms or something like that. I'm one of those. But I would much rather have a keychain or a card, something I can tuck away, memorabilia, something I can keep for a long period of time. And then the right one will know exactly what to do and when to do it. That is something that comes with time. I don't think that just comes with age. Um, just off the muscle of just meeting you, I don't think that he's gonna know the right things to do, all of the right things. Now, there's certain things that, just a man should do for a woman. Open a door, walk on the outside. Like if y'all walking down the street, he should walk on the side of the sidewalk closest to the street or something like that. Um, Pay for dates. Y'all, that's up in the air. It's a preferential thing. Um, do not ask him to plan dates. Mm, it depends. To me, like I don't think that that's something that a man would necessarily know. And when you say to plan a date, like, do you mean like, hey, can we go out Friday night at 8? Or, hey, can I take you to the fair Friday night? Because like for me, like to plan a date, like I'm not gonna say, hey, do you want to take me out? That's something he should say. But I'm okay with him not knowing where to take me because again, I'm an individual. I'm different. There are certain, there's nothing that all women like to do. So I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on that one. Do not teach a man how to be your man. Agree? I disagree. Stop imagining your future with everyone you start talking to. Agree or disagree? Oh, okay. Is you together so you come up here? All right. Righty.
The hell?
Good.
So I totally disagree with this. And the reason why I know is because me and Leroy used to have conversation about this.
About which one? I'm sorry.
About uh basically the
Don't teach
last
a
line.
man.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go back.
When you're in a new relationship, it's just like a job. You have to teach one another how to be able to treat to treat each other. So if I'm one that likes to go out on dates, no, I'm not saying I'm looking for my mate to um uh plan everything because most men aren't planners,
Right.
but sometimes take the lead. So
Mhm.
if we've been together for a certain amount of time, then you know my likes and dislikes.
Right.
So all I'm saying is take some effort, but to say no, I don't have this expectation of you at all. Nah, nah, nah. You know me because I'm gonna learn you. I'm gonna learn your habits. I'm gonna learn your likes. So I'm not saying it has to be on my level, but you need to be able to give me something. But
Mhm.
as far as everything else, you have to teach each other how to reciprocate these things. Like I'm a girl who doesn't necessarily like getting flowers because, like you said, they die.
Mhm.
I'm not trying to keep. I mean, I'm surprised I've been able to keep Goldie alive this long. So, and my plants. So flowers, I'm not really gassed by that. But everything else, yeah, you have to teach each other.
Gotcha.
Hmm. All right, I'm out. Since you didn't answer your phone call me or nothing. But that's okay. We here. We here
Yeah,
talking.
we here. We here. All
Mhm.
right. Clearly, you looking at something on TV. What you watching?
I'm watching you.
Oh, okay. Well, then keep on watching. Then keep on watching. Get out my show. Bye. All right. Thank you, Levy, for joining. All right. So stop imagining your future with everyone you start talking to. Agree or disagree? To me, yeah, hold on. Okay, sorry. That doesn't sound like a smart thing to do. Like, what are you supposed to do? Just take it one day at a time and just see where it ends up. So you're 5 years down the road, or 20 years down the road, just still being a girlfriend, no progress or anything like that. I mean, uh, I would, I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that. Stop imagining your future with everyone you start talking to. Um, I would think that that's kind of just an innate, a natural thing that you do from first conversation, first date, something like that. Like, can I imagine myself taking you to meet my mom? Can I imagine you or us having children together? Can I imagine us going traveling? Things like that. If you don't think about those things, you're gonna end up doing those things and figuring out, not a good idea, not a good look. All right. So if y'all caught y'all babysitter sleeping on the job, what would you do? And it to me, I if these are my children and this was my babysitter, why would I be upset? Or and everybody's asleep. And she's got physical contact with both the children. So if they move, cough, sneeze, sleep, walk off, or anything like that, she gonna know. I don't even know why this was a post, like, or who would be upset because I thought that was rule one: sleep when the baby sleep. I don't know. I don't see anything wrong here. How about you guys? Anything wrong with the babysitter sleeping while the babies are asleep? All right, now free gas for 10 years or free food for 5 years. Which one would you choose? I would choose free food for 5 years, especially because that there's no limitation. Like, so yes, let me get some lamb chops, some steak, okay, soul food, all of that expensive stuff, especially meat. Y'all know meat is expensive right now. I know gas is going up too. Gas is high, but I don't drive that much. And if I got free food for 5 years, that offsets anything coming from with the gas. Food. And couple of just fun slides. The fact that 20 years ago was in 2001 and not in 19 or not in the 80s doesn't sit well with me. Does anybody else feel like the like 20 years ago should always be the 80s? Like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. What do you mean that 20 years ago is not the 80s? That's not right. It's factual, but it ain't right. Lovey says gas because there's food stamps. Well, that's if you qualify for food stamps. And I would really rather be able to afford gas and not qualify for food stamps. But to each his own or her own. And this one was a viewer send in. My aunt sent me this one, and I just fell out. Like the caption says, "When you fear your wife more than the virus," and if you can see, he has his ring on the outside of his gloves. Like, hey, I don't know about catching COVID, but my wife ain't gonna catch me. Like, this is hilarious. Like, yeah, this is. I'm gonna be real honest. This is something that V would do. Like, babe, look, I got the ring on. Look, I'm letting them know. I'm letting them know. All right. And so that leads us to our black fact for the evening, which is General Colin Powell, who passed away on October 18th from complications due to COVID-19. He was undergoing treatment for blood cancer, and he succumbed to the complications from COVID-19. So let me read off his resume because this is General Colin Powell. So it's lengthy. All right. But yeah, bear with me. This is your Black Fact for the week. This is General Colin Luther Powell. He was the first African American Secretary of State and served from 2001 to 2005. He left behind leave. Sorry, there I go talking too fast. Let me use my breath. He leaves behind a wife and three children. He was an American statesman, diplomat, and four-star general. He served as a U.S. National Security Advisor from 1987 to 1989 and Joint Chiefs of Staff from 1989 to 1993. General Colin Powell was born in New York City and raised in South Bronx. His parents immigrated from the U.S. To the United States from Jamaica. He earned a bachelor's degree in geology. He was a professional soldier for 35 years. As Joint Chiefs of Staff, he oversaw 28 crises, including the invasion of Panama and Operation Desert Storm. He was forced to resign after George W. Bush was reelected in 2004. He wrote two books and pursued a career in public speaking. In 2016, he received 3 electoral votes for president, even though he was not a candidate. He was awarded several military awards and decorations. His civilian awards include 2 Presidential Medals of Freedom, Congressional Gold Medal, Presidential Citizens Medal, and Secretary's Distinguished Service Award. Again, this is General Colin Powell. Thank you so much for your service, sir. Rest in peace. And one more fact before we go, as I will be setting this as a reminder for the remainder of the month, that October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So make sure that anyone you know of, not just women, is getting their screening for breast cancer, because by now we should know that this is not an illness that just affects women. And obviously, the sooner you know, the sooner we can get it resolved. Um, what else? And that takes us to the end of our show. All right, let me take this down, put it back to just me. All right, guys. Well, we did it. We did it. No glitches, no technical difficulties. Okay, we had Lovey checking in for a hot second. Thank you, Lovey, for stopping by. Thank you, V, for watching the show. I always appreciate your support. And to the rest of you guys out there in TV land, computer land, telephone land, wherever you guys are, I definitely appreciate your support. I hope that you have enjoyed this show. If you are watching this on replay, go ahead and answer those questions. Let us know your comments, questions, thoughts, and concerns in regard to a bunch of those debate topics that I talked about. Other than that, that is it. That brings us to the end of yet another show. You guys stay safe, have a great week, and we will see you next weekend. As always, guys, it's the Saturday Sit Down. I'm your host, Aaron Bull. Have a good night.